Happy Monday, happy New Year, happy January, happy 2022. Holy moly, y'all, we made it. We made it to this new year. My hair may not be doing good things just yet, but it'll get there. If you hear jingling in the background, that is my puppy Alight, Buddy. He's laying right behind me. My office assistant. Such a lazy little poo. Anyway, I am so glad that you're here. Glad that you're joining me. If you are joining me live, I am experimenting because I thought, well, I paid for this package, so I might as well stream everywhere I can figure out that I can stream. So we're in Facebook. We're in the YouTubes. If you did not know I had a YouTube channel, it's called Soul Coach Studio. Head on over there. Not right now. But head on over there at some point and check it out if you're interested in manifesting. If you're new to me, just because it's the new year, hello, how are you? I am Soul Coach Michelle, your friendly neighborhood super woo and manifesting coach. If you're new to the channel, if you're over on YouTube, or if you're not, come on over there at some point and check it out. But basically, it's all about supporting you in your manifesting journey. So whether it's these kinds of weekly oracle readings and energy reports, or it's the mini master classes that are on there on the YouTube channel, or the soul shift stories that are inspirational to share with you, like what is possible when you start manifesting in a spiritual, practical, no BS kind of way. Those are all there for you too. And this particular video, this particular live stream is the weekly energy report, because I do source energy channeling, and our oracle cards, which this week we're using the Colette Baron Reed Animal Spirit, or Spirit Animal Oracle. And if you love them, the link is below. You can get them on Amazon. Before we jump in, I do have some announcements, and they are on my little notes here. So if you see me looking over, I'm not ignoring you. I love you so much. But the over 40 brain needs reminder notes. Okay. Number one, if you are on the YouTube channel, and that's where you're watching me right now, or if you're on Facebook, go to the YouTube channel at some point and hit subscribe, hit the bell, so you know when I'm live and you know when I post new videos, because I'm going to start like playing around with shorts and do manifesting minutes, because apparently they're minute-long videos that I can go and give little tips on. So we're going to work on that at some point this year. And then also, those of you who have had your 2022 New Year's readings, they are now closed, by the way. So if you didn't grab it, you got to wait till next year or the end of this year. Oh, it's 2022. And you did not grab your virtual manifesting tool gift basket, make sure you grab it before the end of January. So January 31st. February 1st is going in the vault for other stuff to happen to it. So make sure if you did not get that you grab it. If you don't have your email with the links in it, let me know. Let me switch to comments so I can see who's talking to me. Hey, Tanya, good morning. Okay, other big announcements. I have two this morning. One, I already announced yesterday, but I'm going to say it here. I am so excited. Spirit guided me to just make this free for everyone, because they are like, people need to know this. No one is teaching this in the manifesting circles. And it's so interesting because Spirit spoke to me last night as I was watching a Deepak Chopra interview, which I never watch him, because much like Eckhart Tolle, love their philosophies, cannot listen to them because they will make me go to sleep because their voices are so nice and they make me sleepy. So last night Spirit was like, you need to watch this. So one of the things is, everything starts with you. You're manifesting, how you travel your path, all of that stuff. So to get this out there and support everyone in their journey for this year, right at the beginning, this Saturday, it is a free workshop called Reconnect, Align, and Manifest. We're going to reconnect to your divine inner value system. Then you're going to know how to align your energy to that, so that you can, when you are aligning to your energy, you manifest your intentions way more quickly and with ease. So this is all about getting you on the right path to conquer 2022 with all this stuff, because this year is a 6 year. It's about love. It's leaning into the energy of love. It's about supporting each other and all the twos. Excuse me, I'm a little snotty because it's cold. all about the twos and partnerships and working together and about the collective and all that kind of stuff. So this will help us get in that energy so that you can manifest the stuff you want for yourself and then others as well. Because when you take care of you, you show up as a better person for everybody else in your life, including you. So that's number one big announcement. The link for that is below. Second thing, now this is a big one that I'm kind of afraid of, but I'm saying it here because I'm going to be accountable to Spirit's guidance. And I'm shifting gears because it was funny right before all this pandemic-y stuff happened. I was like, Spirit's like, this is what we're doing. And then the pandemic happened and everything. Like, I was like, blah. So I was more into making sure everybody in the circle of light was supported so that we could get through it together. But now there's traction. It feels so much better to kind of get this kind of change happening. So that said, I am reworking the invitations of how we work together. So that said, general readings will be going away. I cannot believe I'm saying this in February 1st. So if you want a reading, go ahead and book it ASAP. You can go to my website and click the work with me button, get on my calendar, but only spots left are for January. After that, I will be releasing how we work together, and there will be intuitive readings. Don't worry, I'm not like totally stepping away. What I am being called to do is getting back to my basics in a renovated way. So I will be teaching Manifesting 2.0 and teaching, mentoring, coaching, all that kind of stuff. That will be where those more intuitive encounters with each other that I can support you with will be happening. So that said, if you want a reading with me before they go away, go ahead and book it. Get on my website, soulcoachstudio.com, and go to the work with me button. And in there, it'll show you my calendar. Okay, I think that's it. Let me just make sure. Those are two biggies. Like, that took a lot for me to, I may not look like I'm scared shitless to do that, but I am. Just saying. Okay. I think that's it, blah, blah, blah. And don't worry, those of you who attend the workshop this Saturday will get a first peek at what the new invitations to work together will look like. After that, I'll make a big announcement, but everybody who's there, part of your Prezi is to see what that's going to look like. And I'm really excited to share it with you. It's not fully gelled yet because Spirit likes to wait till like Thursday before the workshops that I offer, that it tells me, say, go do this. They like to wait till Thursday for me to, for them to share with me what we're going to do. So I may not even know just yet. But anyways, okay, so let's get down to business. So today's theme, that's what I was telling you earlier about how I had a calling, like I was in bed, I was ready to watch my like sleep meditation music so I'd go sleep, and all of a sudden my TV was not set to the Roku. It was set to NPT, which I was like, I don't remember watching this, which is PBS in my world. And on there was Deepak. And it was so funny because what came through, and I was like, okay, I got this, is the theme for this week. And it's called Surrender to the Uncertainty. Now, it's funny because I should have known this, but like, much like all of us, I don't listen so close. I always am like, oh, that's cool, next. But several friends of mine have been saying to me, I always can see what's coming, and I'm really kind of wigged out because there's no forethought on this. There's no like message. There's no like everything that's pointing in this year. Yes, it's going to be love. It's going to be togetherness. It's going to be co-working. It's going to be like understanding that we are one. The law of oneness is going to be huge, especially in first quarter. But what that looks like is kind of foggy for everybody. For most intuitives, card readers, astrologers, they kind of can say, well, it kind of feels like this, but I'm not sure what's going to go on. So I want to talk really quickly. The channeled message that I'm getting is all about surrender to the uncertainty. Why is that? Think of it this way. And I loved how Deepak Chopra put this. He said that, when you think about it, everything's uncertain from the moment you step away from the last moment. Because the only certainty you have is before. That's certain because you knew it already happened. This is kind of weird, but I'm just come with me on this. So, yeah, you may say, okay, I get off work every day at 5. Okay. But some days, do you? Sometimes you might get off at 4:59. Sometimes you might get off at 6. Sometimes, I mean, I'm using something really simple, but think of it from that perspective like, mm, certainty is not happening in the future and it's not happening in the now. It's happening in the past. So if we can surrender to the uncertainty of the moment and get to a point where we see that uncertainty as opportunity rather than like scary, oh shit, it's an opportunity to create, and this is a manifesting thing, it is an opportunity to create intention, vibration, manifestation, everything right now because it is uncertain of the outcome. And in that uncertainty is the creation. You don't always make your homemade stuff the same when you're cooking in the kitchen. It might seem like it's the same, but do you really use the same size onion in your tomatoes? Like I cook homemade tomato sauce. Do I really use the same size onion? No. Why? Because nature does not create same size onions. Medium or large or small is subjective to what nature gives us. So when you think about life is subjective to what we choose to experience in every moment. And that choice is the uncertainty because we're not certain of what's going to happen. So if we can look at it from the perspective of, I embrace this and I surrender to this uncertainty with the joy of the ability to create. And it's funny because there's one friend of mine, Amy, she was painting and she posted and she did this whole thing about how she's not a painter or whatever. And all of us were like, oh my God, it's like a Picasso sunflower. I totally can see it. And it was gorgeous. And she just totally surrendered to the uncertainty that would come out, which I think is fantastic. Now, I want to share with you. That's the kind of uncertainty. What will you paint today? What will you create today? Regardless of what other people think, regardless of what is should be done. Okay. So surrendering to that uncertainty opens the door to the creation and the co-creation for you to manifest the intentions that you set under, say, yesterday's new moon. Still have a little bit of energy. We're in a void moon until later this afternoon. So if you don't do your intentions, you might want to kind of get on that, yo, because it's a biggie. It's Capricorn. So like work, value, blah, blah, all through the rest of the year. So maybe, and I only do quarterly intention setting with new moons because I don't know what's going to happen. Again, uncertainty. I'm surrendering to the uncertainty and I'm only going to say, this is what I want for now. And I'll check back in with myself and change what I need to do later. So anyways, this week, I want to really focus on the surrendering to the uncertainty. I know that's going to wig some people out, but that's okay. It's okay. That's part of the process. And by the way, if you're watching this on Facebook, I do not believe that I can see your comments because it says some here, it says can't post comments to some destinations. Not quite sure what does that mean? Facebook pages cannot post comments to, this is all new to me, yo. So it says, oh, it's a yellow thing. I guess I have to read up on that when we're done. So if you're commenting, the only person's comment I can see is Tanya's, but if you're commenting, I'm sorry I'm not answering them because I can't see them, but I'll figure out how to do that and I'll let you know next time. But I will come back and check the pages underneath so that I can respond if you are commenting. Anyway, so this week, again, surrendering to the uncertainty. For those of you who are recovering control freaks or in the midst of control freakiness, welcome to the party. This is going to be a challenge for us. You and me, I'm a Virgo, man. Control is my jam. I am a recovering perfectionist, recovering control freak, recovering. Okay, so don't think I'm over here going, oh, it's all so freaking easy. It's fabulous. No, I get you. Okay, so we're going to pull some cards because we want to know what exactly do we need? What's the animal medicine, the supportive, soothing medicine that we need this week to support us in surrendering to that uncertainty? Okay, so let's do this. And we'll pull some cards. Oh, good morning, Lydia. How are you? So good that everyone's here for the live stream. Oops, and we have a jumper. Okay, we have a couple of jumpers. And I guess they want this one too. Interesting. I love it. Okay, so our theme this week is surrender to the uncertainty. What's the medicine we need? You cannot make this shit up, yo. Hey, Katie, Happy New Year. Okay, the theme is surrender to the uncertainty. I swear to God. And this was the jumper card. Moth Spirit. Can y'all read what it says right there? What does it say, yo? Surrender now. I swear to God, this is why I pull cards live, because you cannot make this up. That is hilarious. So we are on the right track if we're surrendering to the uncertainty. So it is something that I'm assuming, or maybe Spirit's telling me, that we all need to check into. This is something people talk about. I have to surrender to the universe, surrender. And Gary Bird says, when you feel like you surrendered, surrender some more, blah, 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 all the things. But what does that mean? What does that really mean? Like, do we have, is surrendering means surrendering control, or surrendering, better phrase, surrendering the idea of control? Because we really don't have, the only thing we have control is how we show up to an experience. So are we going to show up afraid? Are we going to show up in love? Are we going to show up pissed off? Are we going to show up curious? And I think that's the key. So if we can surrender right now, Moth Spirit, and it's interesting because notice two things here. When I talk about surrendering to the uncertainty and it opening up the space for you to get creative in how you want to show up, get creative in what you're manifesting, get creative in the literal sense, all that kind of stuff. Notice the colors on this card. Orange, sacral chakra, creation, and yellow, right? Which is solar plexus, standing in your truth, standing in your power. So when you surrender to the uncertainty and you allow the joy of creation, the pleasure in creation, it's not just sexual in your sacral chakra, it's literal creation of ideas, of experience, and how we enjoy them, how we feel about them. The throat chakra is tied to it, but that's all about how we speak into our power and we express our joy at creation. This, my darlings, is about the lower chakra, where we feel it, where we experience that joy in the void, in the void of control. If we can let go of control, and think about that too, when you're lost in the experience of pleasure and the experience of creation, you're lost in it. You're surrendered to it. There is no control there. So if we can have that same choice, the intention, because a lot of times that kind of stuff is more like physiological response, right? But the point of our experience is to not trick our bodies and our minds into that giving up control. It's to choose and check in and choose. Check in. Am I giving up control, or am I freaking out because I'm trying to control myself or control other people or control the situation? Change. Check in and choose change. Choose change. If the answer is yes, I'm trying to control everything. And choose surrender. Surrendering to the uncertainty opens up two things. Like Lydia said, be available to the universe. Yes. Yes. What we want to do is, if we open that space to embracing that uncertainty, embracing the void, it gives us a space to create, and it gives the universe a space to come in and work with us in co-creation. So I love the fact that our first card that showed up was surrender now. I mean, that's insanely cool, right? So what is the medicine we need to step into that's going to support us in that surrender now? Because I know between the surrender to the uncertainty and the surrender now, which is like double whammo message, some people might be going, okay, seriously, what's going on? Oh my God. But we need some medicine, which is reminder, hawk spirit, let spirit be your guide. And it's so funny because my hawk that lives in our neighborhood, who actually walked up to me last year, which was hilarious because I was like, oh shit, what are you going to do? And he was like, hey, don't interrupt my lunch. And he was just literally on the ground and walked up to me and my dog. If stuff like that happens, you need to pull a card or look up what the hell that means, because it's really interesting. Hawk spirit, they have 20,000 feet in the air. They see everything. So remember this. The medicine for surrendering now is trusting in the message of the universe. Let spirit be your guide. Okay. And so what that means is when we are in that void and we are open and we're not controlling, it allows the universe to come in. It allows God, spirit, whatever your jam is, to come in and inspire you. It might be an inspirational thought. It might be an inspirational action request invitation. If we can create that space within ourselves, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience, so we have to choose to create that space, then spirit can come in and guide us. And when you listen to spirit and you say, okay, I'm surrendering to the uncertainty of what you're telling me, like today when I just announced, after Jan 31st, regular readings are not going to be out there except for like New Year's readings or Mercury retrograde readings, like stuff like that. But Spirit has said to me, get back to your roots, girl. Go back to teaching, mentoring, manifestation, because that's where you're needed. So I'm going, okay, Spirit's guiding me. I'm going to surrender now. Ah. Totally follow what they tell you, because you know why? And I love this analogy. And especially since vinyl is coming way back into style because if I used to give this analogy like 10 years ago and kids be like, wow, what's a record? So y'all know vinyl records, right? So think of it this way. You are the needle that goes on the record. And if you watch where the needle goes, it only is in one groove at a time and only plays you one note and one word at a time, right? So the needle is, I only see where I am in this moment. But when you look down at the record, you can see all the grooves. You can see where the songs change. You can see where the record's going to end. You can see all of it. You can see the liner notes and the copyrights and all the things because of that middle label on the record. Why? Because you're looking down from 20,000 feet and you see everything and where it's going. So what better viewpoint to know whether or not the next song is one of those B-sides that you're like, this song sucks. I need to hop to like number 4 because that song's rad. That's spirit guiding you. You can only see where you're at. Spirit can see where you're going and give you the information you need. So surrendering to spirit's message is going to help you get there faster. Medicine. Last thing, I love this one. This is Nightingale Spirit in reverse. Now, reverse again, not bad, not scary. Okay, reverse cards in my way of reading is I did not know that. I forgot that I knew that, or I know it and I don't wanna, because how many times do we do that kind of shit, right? So Nightingale is love is all around you, and it's upside down. So remember, even if spirit comes in and is saying to you, Michelle, it's time to like take those just generic readings down, an hour with Michelle readings down, and start doing manifesting coaching and start doing manifester tune-ups, tap in, turn on sessions. It's time to start doing things more this way than how you have been doing them, because that's what's needed now. The tear down and the restructure, redesign is over, and people need to know how they want to show up in the new space. So this is what we're doing. Trust us. And remember, while you're freaking out, we love you. So that said, if surrender to the uncertainty is theme, surrender now is the card, right? Surrender now to what spirit is guiding you to do. So listen and do that. And then know, even if it's scary, how am I going to put this in here? Like this. Even if it's scary, there we go. Even if it's scary, love is all around you. Spirit doesn't do this because it's scaring the shit out of you or it wants you to be afraid. What they're saying is trust in us. We will not lead you astray. And love yourself enough to step away from that false sense of certainty, that false sense of control. Yeah, sometimes I plan dinner. I have a menu for January because, again, Virgo, I like to plan shit. I have 2 planners. I have a notebook. I have 3 journals. I mean, I get this. If you are a control freak, I get you right here. This is going to be kind of challenging. But once you realize that you really don't have control outside of your feelings, this is going to support you into the space, okay? So for this week, because we're coming up on 30 minutes. I'm trying to keep these to 30 minutes so that you can go back to your life and drink the rest of your coffee and do whatever, enjoy. Like, I don't know where y'all are at, but I am in Nashville and we had snow yesterday, and I'm going to go have me a cup of tea and work on some stuff for y'all and do some other things and have some other meetings. But I'm also not going to allow the fact that I draft out menus to do anything other than create the guidance. Like, Spirit's like, I can see the whole record and I'll give you the meals to write and you can shuffle them around during the month. That's kind of how I feel when I plan. So if we could get to that space where we're like, I'm kind of planning because, I do need to pay this bill on this day and all that kind of thing. But if I can surrender to the uncertainty of how I'm going to get there, of how it's going to show up, or even like surrender to the uncertainty, when we talk about manifesting, especially right now, because yesterday was new moon and we do a lot of seed planting and all that kind of thing. We don't know sometimes how that's going to happen, how our intentions will manifest. And that's not our job. Like, I always tell people, job descriptions, your job description is the what and the why and taking inspired action. The universe's job description is the where, when, and how, depending on how you show up for your job. So again, we're back to that law of oneness, working together, co-creation. And the only way to do that is to surrender to the process, surrender to the uncertainty of the process, surrender to the void in which creation can happen and where you can create new things for you in ways, and this is another message for this whole year, in ways that are unlike anything we have seen before. So I keep hearing fourth dimensional manifesting kind of stuff where you think you're going to bypass, like, when you slow things down to slow motion up until last year, the process was very like vibration, emotion, thought, speak, manifest, right? Now it's just going to be almost like people, once you get in the jam, it's going to be vibration manifestation. I was doing those 2022 readings all last month and in November. And it was so funny because normally you'd see cards line up and they would be like, a water card for emotion, then a air card for thought, and then a fire card for manifestation process, and then an earth card for it coming into being. And the funny thing was you had water, fire, earth in so many people's readings because they're working really hard. Like, when it comes to like my clients going on about how their readings are shortening the manifestation time, it's because they're getting their vibrational line. They're really doing the deep dive to know themselves. So if you can get into that surrender mindset, surrender to the uncertainty, do that work, do those deep dives so that you can really know who you are, because it all starts with you. Really know who you are and get in the vibration of the things you want. That's when they start doing things like water, air, fire, earth, and it's all in that order. And you kind of go water, fire, earth, fire, earth, fire, earth, and then it's just like manifesting like crazy. So that's why I'm thinking right now, surrendering to your uncertainty and the cards repeating that message and knowing Spirit is got your back, surrendering to the guidance they send you, meditating every day so you can listen, because prayer is asking, meditation is listening. There's a lot in this thing, and I only got a minute left. But y'all, this is it. This year is all about surrendering to the uncertainty and being okay with it. Keep trying to control it's going to freak you the fuck out. But if you can surrender to it, and I know none of us are perfect, that's why we're here together. But the more we lean into that space, the better off we're going to be. So I hope this week for you, this first week of January, is awesome. I hope that you with ease and grace, giving self grace, slide right into that whole surrender to the uncertainty thing. And I really hope that I see you on Saturday. So it's on Zoom. The link is below. Come to my workshop, the Reconnect, Align, Manifest workshop. Again, if you're on Facebook, it's here. If you're on YouTube, it's here. Thank you so much that I see you and hear you in your comments. I'm seeing some comments. I'm not seeing other people's, I guess. I don't know. But I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful week. I hope this message resonated and supported you. And I will see you soon. Mwah. Have a lovely week. And oh, Tiny says, I'll see you Saturday. Yes. And we're on Zoom, so you can come in your PJs. You can bring your coffee, your tea, and your fuzzy slippers. It's at 11 o'clock Central. So if you're on the West Coast, it's early. So just wear your slippies and your robe and your jammies. And if you're on the East Coast or in England, you can wear your brunch clothes. Okay. So, and everybody in between. I will probably be at least in brunch clothes. So, okay. Love y'all. Have a great week. Surrender to that uncertainty. We will strive to do this together. And let's manifest the shit out of this year. Okay. Love y'all. See you later.